Using the chrome yellow for this, you can go ahead, take out your chrome yellows. I'm going to use Sculpey today. I'm just going to use this much portion, and I'll just run it through my pasta machine real quick. So if you have a pasta machine, you can use a pasta machine. Otherwise, you can use a rolling pin as well. There is no such issue. So here is my clay that I have just passed through the pasta machine. If it starts getting a little bit fast for you, you can let me know if you're trying to catch up or something. So I realized this won't cut it, so I have just added a little bit more of the clay. Okay, so this is how it looks like. I am going to be using this bowl for cutting out the circle, but I think the clay is not enough. I'm adding a little bit of yellow, white to the yellow so that we have some more clay. And probably we can also go ahead with the marbling for this thing. But if you don't want to go with the marbling, if you want a solid color, then just make sure that you run it through completely through your pasta machine, or if you want to go it with your rolling pin, that is also fine. Sorry for the this much of vibrations. It's just my machine is on the same table, so that's why it is getting a little shaky. So we have got it. Here is the clay. I haven't really mixed it all the way through I'm just going to try to see if it is okay for the size now. I guess it's pretty fine. So I'll just cut out the shape. I think you have to press all the way through. Okay, so here we have, I think the edges are not very sharp. So I'm just going to use my craft knife to kind of just cut out a nice circle. We can always clean afterwards, so you don't have to worry if you don't get the right shape right now. Okay, so I have just cut it out and here is my base shape. We are going to keep this yellow because we are going to use the yellow for the features. So this is how my base looks like right now. Now, if you remember the sun incense, you can refer to the pictures on your phone. I have already shared that. Okay, so we have a nose and a little bit of the mouth that will be used for the incense holder purpose. So let's get started with the nose part right now. For the nose, I want it to be a little bit of elevated, so I'm going to mix this color again. My slab is around 3 mm in thickness. Okay, so here is the clay that we are going to use. I'm not removing it because I just want the base to be there, stiff. I'm just going to kind of draw the nose shape on it to try to, maybe figure out how it is going to look. So, considering the proportions, maybe if I just make the nose around this big, it should be okay. I hope you guys can see this. I've just done a very light indent of what kind of a nose I would like. You can also do one thing though. Um, so give me a second. Okay, so here I have two sticks and now I'm just going to figure out what is the midpoint of this particular slab. And since we are going to be making the facial features, the features should sit right in place. That's why I'm just trying to figure out the center position for the features. Now, I think this is good, right? Cool. So here is what I have tried to indent for the nose. I'm just going to cut it out using my craft knife and see how it fits. Okay, so here is our nose, the nose portion. Okay, I guess the nose should be a little bit smaller. The one that is given in the image, it has kind of an arch-shaped nose, but I was thinking of just changing it a little bit. If we are looking at the eyes will come somewhere here. Technically, they should come somewhere here and here. And so the nose should start from somewhere here. But if we start the nose from here and then we make the mouth over here somewhere, I think it should do, right? Okay. So I have just done a very light indenting of where I am planning to keep the nose. I'm planning to keep the nose over here in this section. So let us see. If I keep the nose here, it'll be like too low. So let's just shift everything a little bit. I'm going to keep the eyes over here in this area and then shift the nose a little bit up. And then I think I should also cut down the nose a little bit. So I'm going to cut it out till here. Make sense? Let's just cut out the nose. So this is a very basic kind of a sun incense holder. I have seen very advanced ones as well, in which they have given like proper features for the nose, like actual dome shaped nose and lips as well. So if you are going to go that way, you can try that thing out also. This is a very simple basic sun incense holder that we are going to craft today. So this is how it looks like. We are done with the nose. Okay, now for the mouth. Again, it is like, okay, I think you guys couldn't see the nose. Here it is. Let me see if I can just. So I have done the eyes over here. Okay, I have done the eyes over here somewhere, the indenting, and then here's the nose. And then in this portion, we are going to do the mouth, so that the entire face is like the features are kind of in sync. Okay, now let's get started with the mouth. It is going to be a very simple procedure. Like just take a little bit of clay and you just have to make a cylindrical shape out of it. So here is what our mouthpiece looks like. Now I'm just going to cut it out a little bit so that the size is not too much bulging out. Also, we are going to do the whole till that will be going inside this surface as well, not just this, because the incense stick will be needing some kind of support, not to topple. So just make sure that the length of this piece is accordingly. Now since I have done this thing, I'm going to put it here. You can use a liquid clay if you like. I don't think my Sculpey clay is pretty much conditioned, so I didn't feel like the need of using a liquid clay. Okay, so this is how the mouth looks like. Now I think we can just cut down a nose a little bit too, uh, because I think the nose is just feeling like a little bit too much to me right now. Correct. So, okay, let's just cut down a very slight piece of the nose. Up till here should do. Okay, this is looking much better. See, right? So let's get started with the eyes, maybe. Now we can use clay piece for the eyes, or the one that is the given image. They have used some kind of marker to do the eyes, so we can do that also. Now before that, let's just do a little bit of finishing for the areas under the eyes, a little bit on the nose. They have used a kind of shading, a little bit of darker shade, to just kind of make it look a little bit pinkish in nature. So we are going to do exactly the same. I'm going to be using a round brush and soft pastels for this thing. So I am going for a little bit of red shaped soft pastel, red color I mean, sorry. Okay, my pastels are not really in the right condition, but let me just see. Okay, so this is the pastel shade that I'm using. It's kind of red, and we are just going to do a little bit of dabbing under the eyes to give it kind of a shading, pinkish kind of a look. You can also do that around the entire corners, the entire periphery, just to make it look like a little bit, give it a little bit more dimension. So here is our shaded portion. I'm going to do the nose also a little bit. Right, and here we have, okay, so we are done with the shading. Now if you want to go ahead, you can do, I'm going to do a little bit of the periphery as well, just to give it a little bit more dimension, so it looks a bit more kind of realistic. And the shading is definitely going to give in when we use the marker to do the lines and stuff that is shown in the image. So just a little bit, not too much, just on the edges, on the periphery of the circle. Okay, cool. Okay, never touch your piece with your bare hands, because there might be some kind of soft pastel clay, and then you are at the risk of probably ruining your piece. I'm just using a cotton pad to slightly smudge the entire color so that you have a very uniform kind of look. Okay, so here is how it looks like right now. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to use the marker. Now, I'm pretty sure that if we use it after the baking, it will be good. It might look much better, but I'm just going to go ahead right now. Also, I think I should make the hole for the incense holder right now, because once the marker is done, it will be wet. So I'm just going to make a slight hole for the incense stick here. I'm going to use this needle tool. I'm using this needle tool for the kind of puncture that I'm doing all the way in this place as well. Okay, now after this is done, I'm just going to use a little bit of fresh cotton pad to kind of smudge the surface, because I have done the intent part over here, so it is going to reflect in the finished product if I don't um make it settle down right now. So I'm just going to slightly brush it on my base, and I'll just show you. You guys can see that the linings are almost gone. So here it is. So the linings are almost gone, as you guys can see. Right, so let's go ahead with the eyes now. According to the indent, the eyes should be somewhere here. So I'm just going to put very light marker marks for the start and the end of the eyes. So here I have made the marks. I hope it's clear. Cool. So let's go ahead and drawing the eyes on these. And I'm going to draw the eyes. If you're not doing right now with me, and if you're going to try it later, then I'll highly suggest using the marker after you are done with the baking. It will be much easier, and I think it will be good. So here are the eyes, which look absolutely stunning to me. Okay, now we can do the linings for the eyes. Since I'm using a marker on polymer clay, it is slight bit difficult for me to get the ink out right because I'm doing it on unbaked clay. If you do it on a baked clay, it will be like much easier for you. Just for the demo purposes, I'm doing it right now. After baking this piece, I'll be doing this part again, just so you know everything looks perfect. So here we are done with the eyes. And there are like small dots as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a white color polymer clay just to give it a little bit of additional dimension. So here is the polymer clay. Now we are just going to make a very strong, sorry, a very long cylindrical shape, kind of snake shape, using our polymer clay. Just make it as thin as much as you like. uh, I'm using a cotton pad for it. These are kind of cotton pads that come to remove your makeup as well, so these are very handy. I don't like tissue paper because it kind of disrupts the entire surface of the polymer clay, and cotton cloth is also kind of going to do the same thing. So cotton pads are like very nice investments for such things. Now here is our white clay. What you can do is you can use a little bit of liquid clay, because the white clay we are going to do dots, so it is not going to stick to the surface automatically. So you can use a little bit of liquid clay and just drop it randomly wherever you feel like you should put the white dots. They have done the dots on the nose also, so I am going to go ahead and do it for the nose as well. Okay, so we are done. Now I'll be just cutting out pieces from my white clay and putting them over here on the top of it. We don't really need any kind of texturing, so it's completely up to you. If you want to go ahead with texturing, you can go ahead with texturing. I am not going to do the texturing right now because I think simple plain white dots will look really beautiful on this piece. So I'm just going to randomly put them like so. This will give a very nice uplifted look, and it'll be like kind of different than what it is looking in the picture right now, in a good way, different in a good way. You can actually also do the eyes with the white uh, clay if you feel like. I mean, that will also a very good addition. But yeah, this is how it looks like right now. And I feel like it is looking very pretty. So let's get done with the outer periphery. Again, you can use the white clay for the same thing, or you can use the marker. I'm extremely sorry for all the voices and the noises behind. It's apparently the playtime for kids here, so they are doing what they do best. Okay, I am going to be using the marker again for this thing. Just making indents right now so that okay, one thing that you have to remember before going ahead with the periphery is that entire surface needs to be in a circular manner as given in the picture. It can be slightly different, but if you want to go ahead with that, you can go ahead with that. I'll just decrease the volume a little bit because I think there's some kind of recession going from here, so I'll just. Okay, maybe one thing we can do is that we can just take our needle tool, and then just try to make slight indents, making sure that the needle tool remains at the same distance from the center at all point of times. This is how it looks like. Now to enhance the sides, we can again go ahead with the soft pastels. I'm just going to be using the needle tool to make a little bit more of dots over here. Just kind of indents to give it like a more real look. So this is how it looks like. I think it is kind of done. I'll just bake it and I'll share the final images with you guys on the group, as well as I'll change the thumbnail as well so that you have a better view of how it looks like. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I am waiting to see how it turned out for you guys. So, yeah, keep crafting, keep enjoying, and stay mindful. I'll be closing the live now. Thank you so much for being here with me. It was amazing to craft this thing with you, and I am looking forward for our next polymer clay rendezvous. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Bye bye.